What's good? Welcome to the Simple Life Podcast. I'm CJ.
I'm Jamie.
Today we're going to be talking about organic hair care products.
Yeah, and just organic products in general and basically what the net value is. I think we've all heard about them, seen them all over the place. And to be fair, for a long time, if you're going back to like the 90s, my age, early 2000s, it seemed almost like a gimmick. But over the last 20 years, along with that, there's been a ton of consistent data that shows completely the other direction.
Yeah, what was that? Well, just a quick sidetrack. What was that like as far as hair products?
When I was there in the 1900s.
In your 20s or whenever you started using. I guess take us through your experience with hair products.
No, I mean, with hair products, I did what most people did in middle school. When you start to actually care, you get gel, and gel is basically like glue and Vaseline, and then I don't think I graduated to pomade until I was in my 20s. I mean, it was in the military, so there's not much room for looking slick. But you go to the store, you find out what you need, but you got to remember, you usually get your tips from like the previous generations. And that's like my parents, like, hey, what do I get to style my hair? My mother gave me like a mason jar full of like LA, like was it LA Gear or something, like gel. It was like $1, and the stuff was like it was like bulletproof when I was done shellacking my hair to my head. And most people would get hair care products as a means to style it, so the end game for them is usually just to make it look a certain way. They don't really care what's going on with it, and we're creatures of habit, so you stick with it for a long time. And that's the very typical evolution of what you put in your hair, right? Anybody that does it, right? A lot of ladies will sit there and just use a ton of hairspray because they have a certain style they want. A little blowout with this, a little flick of the hair with that. They want to layer it, feather it, whatever. And guys are no different. They want to have a certain look, and more often than not, they want to keep it in place. And well, let's face it, synthetic stuff does a pretty solid job at accomplishing that. But again, like most people, when you first do it, you're not thinking about what's going to happen 20 years, 30 years down the line after that much use. Any product you use once, it probably won't kill you. But at the end of the day, what it does to your hair, your body, whatever product you're using, it could be sunscreen, it could be, like foot cream. Hell, here's a perfect example: foot powder, right? I had that on my feet every single day when I was in the Army. It was Dr. Scholl's. That was the best in the game. I could walk through a thunderstorm, my feet would still be dry. It was awesome. And then one day I couldn't find it anymore because they took it off the shelves because people were getting goddamn foot cancer because of it. I was like,
didn't know that.
But how am I going to keep my feet dry? I was like, oh, but seriously? Well, damn, and that's just sort of how it works. So again, like the whole organic product thing is reasonably new as far as a marketing perspective is concerned, right? Anything before, the 1920s, it was all like, organic, right? Just you got oil from X, Y, or Z, or you got whatever thing you needed, and whatever skin, hair, lifestyle product you were using was all like that because we didn't have as much synthetic material going around. And more to the point, most people really didn't care what the long-term implications for their health were because they were probably going to die when they were 40 anyway. So, but yeah, that was interesting. So when I was a kid, that's when they started the actually branding and marketing something as organic. It was almost confusing. We're like, well, it's on this planet, isn't it by definition? Like it was a weird disconnect, and it's like, well, who really cares about this? Hippies, boo. It's like, okay, and you just really didn't think about it, and it was more expensive, so people were like, this isn't going to catch on. This isn't going to catch on. Well, it has. When you were a kid, probably half the things on the shelves were organic. People were buying it. I mean, your folks go to the store and buy organic stuff for their kids. So it has changed.
Now it's a trend.
Categorically. It is a trend, but the good part is you actually have information proving that it's not just a trend. It actually has very positive long-term effects, which you've done way more research about that than I have. We all have phones. Like if you actually care, which at the end of the day, most of us do, or at least will, or if you're just curious, whatever your favorite product is. And again, this isn't just exclusive to hair care products. Obviously, it's our bread and butter. This is what we care about. We use it every day. It can be, it can be lotion. It could be your shampoo. It could be whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Pick something and just talk into your phone, and just like you can Google long-term side effects of, and then just read off that ingredient, like the top 3 or 4 in any given product that you have, and it'll tell you. Like I said, there are, especially on the organic side of things, like they have years and years and years of information and data, both medical or otherwise, about what these things can and will do to you. And that was honestly one of the biggest reasons why we started this in the first place. I said in the last episode, I got this a jar of like $25 Crew, you know, hair, or what was it, pomade that I got, and it's got 6,000 ingredients on it. And I googled like the first 1 or 2. It's like, oh yeah, it's like scalp quality reduction, clogs up your pores, can lead to serious skin conditions. All of a sudden it makes your hair fall out. I was like, well, that's not great if that's its primary ingredient.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, let's do something about that. And so we did. We care about what goes on in our bodies. Again, as I'm drinking, like my second gallon of coffee. But listen, I'm old, but it matters. It does, especially. And again, you do something once, it's probably not going to kill you.
No, I mean the occasional like
Yeah.
pick me up or whatever.
If all you got is a jar of like Pert Plus for when you're traveling, it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's not
I
gonna
used
kill you.
shampoo over the weekend. Crap, cancer won. Like, no,
Yeah.
it's not that big of a
Instant
deal.
cancer.
It's
Yeah. No.
consistency. Consistency counts, just like everything else.
Yeah, and if you're like us, where it's established that you're going to use hair products for the rest of your life,
Yeah,
styling products. We use pomade, clay, beard oil every day.
every single day.
It's you know it's in our best interest to stick with something organic, and that's why we make these products.
Right.
Because long term, I mean, amazing benefits, especially in comparison to I don't know, Crew or
What's the long-term negative side effects of coconut oil? They're like,
yeah.
there aren't negative ones.
Another
Like,
thing too is
perfect.
the ingredients we use are very commonly known organic ingredients. So with that is going to come a lot of research that has
Mm-hmm.
been done on all the
Yeah,
list of benefits.
we have common organic ingredients that have long-term positive side effects, which is, you look at most synthetic stuff, that's not really a thing.
Yeah, and
It's usually negative, and that's why they're not super transparent about it. You're never going to see Suavecito come out and be like, hey, we use this like petroleum based, like, what they call, like PEDs or whatever the hell it is, I forget, or PEPs. Who cares?
oh yeah, yeah,
It's like, just like, hey, it's a little random byproduct. This stuff will really make your hair glisten and your skin fall off. Like, they're not going to lead with that because they can't. No one would buy it, right?
yeah.
And is that them lying? Well, honestly, no, probably not. They have a good product that works, right? It's great for shaping your hair. But
Well, it's not. It's yeah. They're not lying. They're just not being upfront about it.
yeah, we're taking the opposite side of the table
Yeah,
here.
we're like, here, this is what we have to offer, laying it out for you.
Mhm.
It's your choice whether or not you want to.
There's no reason it can't work really well and also be good for you. Like,
Yeah.
none, other than what everybody harps on, which is cost. But that's complete bullshit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's complete bullshit.
Yeah.
It's out there. It's affordable. And again, we're not busy like charging a ton of money adding 600 different ingredients that have like a fraction of a drop in our products.
Yeah, we want people to have healthy hair and still look good. The hair products still work. Hair looks amazing, and at a reasonable price. A affordable price
Yeah.
for everyone.
Yeah, and obviously we're limiting it to this amount of square footage on anybody's head, right?
Yeah,
But this applies to anything, whether you're putting it on your skin or you're eating it. It doesn't matter. Like, the process here is basically the same. If you can't pronounce what's in it, it's probably not great for you. In fact, it might be bad for you.
yep.
And again, there's nothing. If you look at, like, there's only 5 ingredients in here. I don't think I've ever heard anybody sneer at that. Like, oh, that's
No.
that's actually excellent, and it works well, and it's good for me.
Yeah.
Cool, and that's that's a great process to go through your daily life. I mean, it doesn't matter, hair care, skin care. I mean, it doesn't matter. You pick
Well,
one, and
yeah, and I
it works
think
great.
another thing that I try to help people out with, because I've been doing this for a while, is just looking at the ingredients of anything. It doesn't matter if it's hair products,
Mm-hmm.
anything you use. Just really, study the ingredients, look at them, make sure it's what you want,
Mm-hmm.
and not a bunch of crazy things you can't read.
Yeah. Well, it really applies to diet. It, this process applies amazingly to diet. You mentioned last time, I think CJ might consume about 7 different ingredients on any given day.
Oh yeah, we keep
Uh,
it simple out here.
yeah, but I mean, I think I was, Jesus, I was still coaching CrossFit years ago. This might have been, damn, it was almost 10 years ago now. But they had this thing called, crap, was it like the zone diet or something like that? I think I forget what the hell it was. Anyway, it was just a like very simplistic approach to food, right? Um, and it basically says, listen, if you're unsure about what to get at the grocery store, just stick to the walls. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? And, well, when you go into any grocery store, what's against the walls? You got like, you got your dairy, you got your eggs, you have your vegetables, you have your butcher shop. You have like your oats, nuts, and seeds. In almost any grocery store I've ever been in, it applies. You stick to the walls, you're going to get the lion's share of what you need. That's actually good for you, or at least best for you in that given store. When you start going into the aisles, that's when you do the same thing we talked about. Like, oh, look, I got like Cheez-Its, right? Well, hey, everybody knows those are bad for you. They do taste great, but you look at the ingredients on there, I don't think there's cheese in there. you just,
Yeah,
you're looking, oh, what is like maltodextrin? It's just like, what the hell is all this? Like, okay, well, if you can't pronounce it, or there's like a trillion, it's a cracker. There should be, I think, 2 ingredients, like flour and I don't know how the hell you make crackers. Insert something else here, but it should be a reasonably simple thing, but it's not. Everything gets overcomplicated for XYZ reasons, and it just and what does it do for you when you actually eat this stuff just year over year over year? What happens?
it
You have,
changes your body.
oh yeah, it
It
ruins it.
completely, yeah, you
It
function. It's like, I like the saying of like thinking of your body as like a car,
mm-hmm.
or like a really nice car. Like you gotta put that maintenance in. You gotta keep it up.
Yeah,
It's
put good oil in there. Make sure you
exactly,
get the
yeah.
good gas. Just take care of it, and it'll take care of you. But most people have no idea how to take care of a car, and more to the
No,
point, they certainly don't want to. It's extra work.
I
It's
mean,
harder.
and
It's like,
and back to the diet thing. Having a healthy diet is actually really simple. It's you know, the,
it's not even hard.
yeah, it's. I don't consider. I know a lot of people consider it hard. I don't consider it hard. It's just my lifestyle, because I've just ingrained it into my everyday routine.
What would you say is the hardest for others? What would you say? It's not hard for you. You're like too easy.
Yeah.
Spinach, oats, got it. Like, but what for most other people? Because most people like they want to be healthy,
Hmm.
or at least they're leaning into that, right? They're especially nowadays they're getting into it because people my age have like a trillion conditions that didn't even exist 30 years ago.
Yeah.
All this other
It's
stuff,
insane.
like their actual hormone levels and their organs are like rebelling against how they treat them. But again, a lot of times, despite the fact that we all grew up and have access to the internet, people still don't know shit.
No,
So
yeah.
they're like, no, I want to be healthy. Odds are they're getting tips like we just said.
Hmm.
It's easy: meat, vegetables, starch,
Yeah.
eat some rice. But it's like, but they have such a hard time latching onto it. What is the biggest or at least most consistent reason that you've seen for people? Because I mean, we both have family members that have struggled with weight, and they've been like really really disciplined about it for a couple weeks or something, and they fall off. What is the most common reason why the hardest part, right? What is the hardest part about actually implementing something like that?
I'd say, from what I've seen, it's got to be the drive. Like, the everyone wants to be healthy,
Mm-hmm.
because it's everyone wants to be in good shape and healthy. But do they really actually want that? If they really actually wanted that, they'd be taking the steps to carry that out.
Mm-hmm.
I think people say they want it, but if you really, really want it, you'll be doing like what I do. I want it. Like I want it
Yeah.
bad.
Most people
And
wouldn't mind having it,
exactly,
but they
yeah,
don't.
that's the difference. Like you say, it's like they they wouldn't mind. They don't want it. They wouldn't mind having it.
Mm.
That's the huge difference. I mean, I've wasted so much time trying to, and this is partly my fault too, but trying to almost force people to, get in better shape, be healthy, like, well, because like I have all this knowledge and I put it to use and it works so well for me. I'm like, why would you not want to take this?
Yeah,
Like
you're
here,
you're a walking billboard about, hey,
exactly,
here's how
yeah.
this works. People are like, oh,
I
that's
lead I
awesome.
lead by example. So I'm like, hey, how about you, implement this into your diet, or take this, make this change, and then slowly change this, and then etc. But it just people, you got to want it yourself. Like nobody else can do it for you. It's
Yeah.
really just about the work. It's really about showing up. And
Hmm.
the hardest part that I've seen in people is as far as consistency, is just establishing the habit, because it's
Hmm.
it's it's a habit. As humans, we're gonna have habits no matter what. We're built like that. So it's like you choose whether or not you want your habit to be a good thing or a bad thing. So like for example, we wake up at 4:30 every morning, um, 6 days a week, and just train
Hmm.
like we're training for a, a
Something.
triathlon or something. Yeah, um, we're not.
Yeah,
We're
don't
just,
know what, but we're
yeah,
training for it.
training to be the best at being average. um, but that's our habit, is that in the morning. What at the same token, it could be wake up at 4:30 or whatever, wake up whenever, and instead of working out for 2 hours, you just scroll on your phone for 2 hours,
Hmm.
or just like lay there for 2 hours. Like that's the difference. Is you have, like, as humans, we're gonna have that habit, but we choose to go to the gym about it, or
Hmm.
if we have a certain feeling, we're feeling sad, we're not gonna eat about it. We're gonna go to the gym about it. We're
Yeah.
gonna take a walk, or it's like those. It's establishing that habit.
Well, habits and the consistency are what shapes who you actually are. Oh, I think it was Terry Crews. I read this in like Muscle and Fitness, like again, fucking forever ago, what, 15 years ago or something like that. And I think they asked him like, why don't more people go to the gym, right? There's all these like celebrities and all these, just general people who are in great shape, and other people want to do that. But most people don't realize that their habits over 20 years are what made them unhealthy. Like, so it's you can't just flip a switch. You don't just become healthy the
Yeah.
next day because you ate a salad, right? And I think it was just in a general human's mind. I think it's 21 or 27 days or something like that to create a habit. And he was he was like, yeah, yeah. For a while there, I wasn't in good shape. I was, pretty overweight, and I knew I needed to get back to it. But I also knew, because he was a pro athlete at one point, he was like, I also knew that you can't just go full bore and try to get at the same level you used to be. So he would, some days, like, I'm just going to go to the gym for 27
Oh
days
yeah.
straight. And half the time he wouldn't even work out. He would
Yeah,
just
he
bring a
just
book.
show
He's like,
up.
yeah, he would
Yeah.
just sit there because that became part of his routine. He will always go to the gym at this time during the day. And that applies to everything we've already talked about. You want to do hair care, skin care, whatever, you're like the grocery store, all this other stuff. And it sounds very simple that way, and it is. But what I've noticed is with people, like, like the crash diet is probably one of the most apt names for how people approach health anymore. They
Hmm.
sit there because we have all this information. They can sit there and print out a sheet with everything they have to do to be the healthiest version of themselves. But every single item on that sheet is categorically opposed to how they live their life right now. So unless you have like an actual slave driver there to keep you honest like that, it's
Yeah.
unsustainable. And this is what happened. I mean, when I got out of the military, I was arguably the most unhealthy human that had ever walked this earth. I mean, I was smoking, dipping, drinking like a fish. I didn't eat a single whole food. Everything was either microwavable or fried. And I didn't think I looked at a vegetable for like 4 years. It was horrendous. And I drank like a 2 liter bottle of Mountain Dew almost every day, along with everything else.
How are you alive?
I don't know. I have no clue. But I mean, I don't know what. prompted that sort of awareness. I did not just sit there and cut everything out in one day. I probably would have gone into shock and died. But the first thing I did was like,
No,
okay,
yeah.
no soda. I'm just getting rid of soda, and I'm keeping every other bad habit. Like trust me, I was not like I got rid of soda. I am so healthy. Yeah, as I light up another Camel, it was
Yeah.
not. I wasn't convincing myself this is the healthiest thing. It was just incremental, like one thing at a time. It didn't take me overnight to become that train wreck of a dumpster fire person. It took my whole life. So I was like, all right, just step one, get rid of the disgusting amount of sugar and chemicals I'm just drinking 2 liters of every day. Switch to water, right? I'm still drinking
Mhm.
alcohol. That's not good. I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying start with this one. And I did that. And then after about a month, I would add something else on there. Because after a month, it's not hard to not drink soda. I haven't had it in a month. It's a little process, and that's how it worked. Okay, when I go to the store, I'm not buying anything in the microwavable section. Okay, do that for another month, and just I would just do that over time. So over the next 10 years, you look in our fridge, there's nothing but ingredients. Like that's it. We don't have like boxes of stuff that you can preheat, microwave, whatever. It's just basically all whole foods and condiments. But that didn't happen just because I woke up one day and wanted to be healthy. It took a lot of time. So that's a huge one. People, they have a very short time horizon vision, right?
Yeah, it's
I
like
want
you
to
want
be
it
buff
now. Yeah,
next
you want it
month. It's like
now. No, it's like that's
that's
not how that works. It's all
no.
about the instant gratification, and that's why
Mm-hmm.
um, for most people, food has become a source of happiness. It's like
Oh
you eat
yeah.
something that tastes really good, and you feel better for a short amount of time, but then it goes away real quick. So it's like, all right, I want that again. It's that quick hit of dopamine. It's just like social media or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
You want that quick hit of dopamine. So that's why my advice to most people that are struggling with the diet portion of fitness is slowly change um, that that craving for dopamine from food, like slowly change that source of happiness from food to something else. So like
Mm-hmm.
for example, every morning, with my breakfast, I have like a cup or two of black coffee. I love the taste. It's bold, it's flavorful, it's like 5 calories a cup, and it's good for boosting your metabolism and just in general
Mm-hmm.
many other things. Um, but so that's kind of like my treat
Mm-hmm.
is the black coffee. Whereas most people, it's like, oh, well, let's say it's coffee, but they put like a bunch of creamer and sugar in it because it tastes better, or it's
Now it's a
like,
milkshake with caffeine.
or yeah, or it's like instead of black coffee, it's like cereal or just like something or candy. It's like slowly replacing those things as far as diet
Mm-hmm.
um, to really establish a different source of dopamine in your life.
Yeah.
Because if food is your source of dopamine slash happiness, it's gonna be really hard to be in good shape because
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the second you feel sad, you turn right to the to the
I
donuts
had a
or
bad day. I'm gonna eat cake. It's like, dude, like,
yeah.
and the fittest people I've ever met do not just sit there and eat like lean meat and vegetables all the time. Like, I mean, if you're prepping for a bodybuilding competition or something, yeah. If you happen to be CJ, who's just like seriously, it just doesn't bother him at all.
Yeah, like
Most people though are not wired that way. No matter
yeah.
how hard. Like again, though, the fittest people I've ever met, yeah, like once a week. They're like, no, I'm gonna go. Like, I like cookies. I'm gonna go get like one of those like big honking cookies because that one time Thanksgiving doesn't make you fat. It's eating like a
No.
pig for the rest of the year that does it. So they just discipline themselves. Like, no, I'm going to have like a bunch of small meals with good ingredients throughout the week, and this is my treat. But it's important to remember, though, especially if you're not shopping along the walls at a grocery store. I mean, if you're used to just pre-made, reheated, like tons of artificial ingredients, those things are scientifically engineered to be borderline addictive. Like
Mhm.
the companies that make these know that like all these ingredients in there, like the flavor enhancers and all this other stuff, like it becomes a treat because it's basically having the same effect of as a drug, right?
Yeah.
Huge dopamine release when you bite into like an Entenmann's donut. I love those damn things. I don't keep them in my house for a reason because I will hork down a box of those
Yeah.
in 24 hours. They're fantastic. But I also know that most people don't. So like they're oh, my meal is a treat. That's why it's so hard to be a disciplined thing. It's basically a drug at this point. And but if it's like every meal of your day, these like super just flavor packed everything, yeah, of course it's going to react. It's of course you're going to react that way to it because that's how it's designed to do. Because it's going to bring you back to buy more. So
And,
shave off little by little by little. Don't, I mean, again, if any of you have ever done this, which I can almost guarantee most of them have, it's like, oh God, I'm really tired. I feel like crap every day. I'm dehydrated. I'm like depressed unless I'm eating like my, like the Stouffer's pot pie or whatever you pick.
yeah.
Like just pick one thing at a time and get rid of it. And you'll find out in no time, basically, just again, habit after habit after habit, in a period of 6 months, you will be a completely different human than you were. You will actually wake up and
Oh
not
yeah.
feel like dog shit. You will be retaining water a lot better. You'll have a better resting heart rate. You will actually just enjoy going outside just for the sake of being outside. Like little changes over 6 months and it will be just meteoric difference. But again, you do have to want it. That's
Oh yeah, you gotta want it.
if you don't, then you're
And at the end
screwed.
of the day, would you rather get that quick release dopamine, that sense of happiness through a box of donuts that's fleeting, or you get an everlasting
Mm-hmm.
sense of happiness and dopamine from looking in the mirror, seeing that progress, liking
Mm-hmm.
how you look, or going to the gym, hitting a new PR.
Mm-hmm.
That rush you get from exercise is like nothing else. That's what I've fallen in love with
Yeah.
in fitness,
Well,
and I'll never go back.
yeah, well, the simplicity, like, hey, I take the joys in the little simple things, right? It sounds almost cliche, but it's true. Like, what a beautiful day. Most people are like, God, we're in Baltimore. This sucks.
Yeah,
Like I can hear sirens and like helicopters,
yeah,
and I almost got run over. And he's just like, 75 and sunny, not bad at all. And he's like,
yeah.
okay. I mean, most people like they don't like almost. I don't know anybody, especially my age, that can just go outside and be happy with what they got. And so I was like, I'll be happy when I get another promotion or something, or like I'll be
Yeah.
happy when I lose like 50 pounds or something, right? But if you just again you put these nice little, they're incredibly simple habits into effect, and then the little stuff is great. Like here's a glass of ice water. That's like a treat for me now. Like,
Oh
so
yeah,
refreshing and cool and good for me. Great. People are like, good. I wish I had like a Mountain Dew.
yeah,
Dude, I love Mountain Dew. I haven't had it in over a
yeah.
decade because it's horrendous for you. Good God. I don't know. Again, to his point, I don't know how I'm actually still ticking. Like I shouldn't be by all rights.
It's that simple life.
Yeah, but damn, it works. Works like a charm. But again, not a lot of people want it. They say they do, they wouldn't mind having it, but just listen. Here are measured steps to how to actually get to this point. And people will if circle back to the organic thing, right? How many times have you seen an organic thing on a shelf and it's more expensive than the thing you were going to buy? So you go for the cheaper thing. But if you could have one expensive thing, or 10 cheaper things, what costs more? It's the 10 cheaper things that you get all these, like, people are like, oh, well, I would like to shop healthier and get healthier things, but oh, it's just so expensive. If you go pound for pound, we probably have, like, we eat more just actual volume of food than probably anybody on this block.
Oh, easily.
Our grocery bill is probably half the price.
Yeah, because we buy in bulk,
Yeah.
and it's like what, like a bag of white rice is
It's like
like
a
20 bucks.
25-pound sack of like jasmine rice and it's
Yeah.
$25.
Same thing with my, I eat rolled oats.
Yeah.
Go to Sprouts, get
Hmm.
like 5 pounds of that, and it's like $10.
Yeah.
It,
Let us know if there's anything you want us to address. I mean, you name it. We went over just organic products, whether it's, skin, hair, or consumables. Let us know.
yeah.
We'll address it. We'll chit chat and then see where we go from there. But as always, check us out on Twitter, or sorry, X, and then we I hate that. Instagram, Spotify, we're all over. Check this website out. It's www.simplehair.com. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.